Welcome back, everybody. My name is Lewis, and this is another episode of Man Bites Film. Today I'm going to be reviewing Hush. This is a 2016 film that's a thriller, horror, slasher film, and it runs about an hour and 20 minutes, directed by Mike Flanagan. The whole story revolves around basically this deaf writer, and she lives in this cabin, abandoned cabin, like way out there in the middle of the woods. It looks beautiful, modern design and all that stuff, but it's like out there in the woods, in the wilderness. And pretty much the whole film revolves around that one location. And it starts off with her meeting up with a friend of hers that lives just down the way. It's the closest neighbor, I guess you could say, to her. And then it's the next scene is basically her dying, her neighbor dying, that is, and dying right next to her face. And obviously she's deaf, so she can't really hear what's going on, and her friend's screaming for help. And this killer is fascinated by the fact that this woman is deaf, living out in the middle of the woods on her own, and it's basically like a glass cabin, so he's able to see everything that goes on in the whole cabin. And it's really interesting how the one location horror story style works out, and it reminds me a lot of like old school slasher films where you have the suspense. It's not jump scares, it's basically just a slasher trying to kill a person, and how he finally figures out how to get into the house and all this stuff. And you could tell the guy's kind of toying with her and just having fun with the fact that he's trying to kill this woman. He's psychotic, obviously. It reminds me a lot of like the Purge movies and stuff like that, but just better shot, better suspense, and honestly just a better film overall. Mike Flanagan did a great job directing this film, and I give it about a 7 out of 10 on my scale. It has little flaws. I think it runs a little too long, honestly, in my opinion. The hour and 20 minutes, it's a little too stretched for this concept, and they could have done more. I think it could have been more entertaining in certain parts. It kind of drags on, and you kind of run out of things to watch and to do in the story, so it's kind of whatever. But overall, I give this a pretty good rating on my scale, and this is streaming on Netflix, so it's easy access.
Think about the day you lost It's been too long. I'm not that strong. I'll burn away the past of another life. I'll scream until the thoughts are buried alive. I'll burn away the past of another life. I'll scream until the thoughts are buried alive.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, my website, and hopefully you guys are able to follow the website and basically check out any new information I have on there. I'm also going to be showing updates on any features that I'm working on, short films, documentaries, anything that I'm actually currently working on as part of the Gecko Film Productions logo. It's going to be on that website. So I hope you guys get a chance to check that out and follow it really. The next film that I want to review is called Welcome to Leith. Leith? It's a city in North Dakota, and basically it's a documentary, and this is streaming on Netflix. It's 2015, runs about an hour and a half, and this is a very long documentary for what it is. It's directed by Michael Beach Nichols, and it follows the story of Craig Cobbs, which is basically a neo-Nazi skinhead, and he moves to the city of North Dakota, in North Dakota, that's like population of like 25. I mean, they're interviewing people, and they literally say that they brought themselves and 3 kids, and they added 25% to the population. That's how small this town is. So this guy moved there, and he was being harassed and all that stuff in the city that he was living in Georgia. And obviously, he's a freaking neo-Nazi. You know, I mean, come on. Racist son of a bitch. That's what he is. So he moves to the city, and he basically starts buying up land and moving the hierarchy of skinheads that he knows up there. So they start taking over this town, and the town people are like, screw this. We're a small town. We could fight back against this nasty group of people that are coming into our town. So basically, it follows that the documentary follows them, what they're trying to do to push this guy out of the town that they love, and it's pretty entertaining. It's something good to put on in the background. I wouldn't sit there and watch this straight through. I sat there and I started getting up, I started doing things, and I was listening to everything in the background and watching some of the imagery, but it's really not that entertaining. I give this a 4 out of 10. Honestly, that's pretty much the best I could do on this one. I really don't think it's that great of a film, but if it's on, you can watch it while you're doing dishes, whatever, you know? You're not going to miss much if you do something and you don't hear what they're talking about. So the next one that I want to review is Cube, and this is a 1997 thriller film, and this one's not streaming. You have to send away for this one, but this is a good movie to watch and send away for. I give this a 7 out of 10, and this is directed by Vinicio Natali, and this basically is a thriller. Again, very close budget. You could tell it's a sci-fi thriller, and that's where the budget was the special effects and stuff like that. Everything else was kind of lame, and even the special effects were kind of cheesy, because again it's 1997, but this is actually a very interesting concept, and I think that if they do this nowadays, I would really watch this and love this type of film. It basically revolves around these guys, this group of people are thrown into like this social experiment, and they're thrown into this cube room that has 4 doors, and each door leads into another cubed room that has 4 doors. And again, it's just a maze of these cubes, and some of them are booby trapped, some are not booby trapped, and they have to figure out patterns to go from room to room to room and to escape to the outside, which you don't know what is outside. You don't know if it's Earth, you don't know if it's a freaking alien planet, or if it's like some alternate dimension, or a government experiment, or something. But this is a very interesting film, very interesting concept. This reminds me a lot of like these very high concept films that sort of like The Box, I guess you could say, like very interesting concepts, and they just don't deliver as much as you would want them to deliver. And this is a perfect example of that. But I think it was entertaining. I thought it was a great film. I thought it's worth sending away for. Definitely worth sending away for. And it was probably the best selection out of these 3 films, and I enjoyed it the most, honestly, out of all of them. And I was having fun watching it, which was interesting, and seeing the beautiful like rooms and stuff like that. It was really cool. Very interesting stuff. And again, if they redid this film, I would be so pleased. But they have to keep the same type of concept. Very, the rooms, I would love for them to do the rooms exactly how they did back then, and just add special effects for the death scenes and random scenes here and there. I think that would be very awesome for this film. And better actors. These are kind of like low budget acting, and they're not experienced actors and all that stuff. So I think this could really do a remake, honestly, and it will do it justice, honestly. This has become like a cult classic and all that stuff, so that's where it's found its following now. So all those people that actually enjoy this film are probably like, F you, get the hell out of here. But this film is a must watch. Please watch this one. You will enjoy it. So a 7 out of 10 on that one. So the 3 films that we talked about are Hush, it's a 2016 on Netflix. Welcome to Leith, which is on Netflix as well. It's a 2015 film, and Cube, 1997. This one you have to send away for on Netflix DVD. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed our feature artist, and we'll see you guys next week.